change, and the one thing all these players want is to get through the next 6 weeks, so they make sure they get to South Africa. Let's go through then with your front row. Who are you going for?
Yeah, to be honest with you, again, this is all to do with scrummaging. So for me, it's a toss-up at the moment between Wyn Jones and Rory Sutherland, depending on who's the better scrummager. I tried to ask David Flatman, my BT Sport colleague, who's the better scrummager, and he's burning my text today. So I've gone with Wyn Jones because I thought he had a really good Six Nations, and the Wales loosehead side looked pretty, solid any time that he was there. And in the front row with George, who has to find some actual fitness, match fitness. I'm sure he'll be training bloody hard from now to meeting up, and obviously he needs to really up some of the performances we saw from him this year. But he has a big engine too, and he's got a dynamism to his carrying and a size to him that I don't know Ken Owens possesses. So that's why he's there. Furlong, easy choice for me at tight head. And then the second row pairing picks itself. Alan Wyn Jones as captain, and Maro Itoje playing in the second row together. I thought Itoje might play six, but now that I don't have any other second rows jumping out, that I do feel as though the back row that's on offer here in Tom Curry, Justin Tipperick and Faletau, I can hear all of Scotland screaming that Hamish Watson's not in there. But I think as the tour goes on, Justin Tipperick's been on 3 Lions tours now.
Yeah.
He's kind of a silent assassin, and he's this brilliant facilitator to being able to enhance the original Warren Ball game. He's an out-and-out footballer, and he's someone that can marry the grunt up front with the silkiness of backs. And I've always loved being in the same team as him. He scored some magical tries and set up some magical tries. Any 7 that's capable of, the style of chip kick, the seamless chip kicking that he's done time and again and regather tells you an awful lot about his footballing ability. And as someone said, if you were to pick 15 players in one position, who would it be? It would be undoubtedly, in every position, it would undoubtedly be Justin Tipperick. You kind of sense that he could play almost anywhere. And then Faletau for his experience at number 8, and the fact that he's done it for Warren Gatland for Wales and for the Lions more recently or as recent as 4 years ago.
Just before we move on to the backs, we haven't really mentioned Dean Henderson and Tadhg Beirne, their potential roles on this tour. I guess their flexibility is their biggest asset here.
Yeah, I think with Henderson, I think he's vying for a substitute bench with Courtney Laws and Johnny Hill. I feel it's more probably with Laws, as it was 4 years ago, and he was very unlucky to lose out to Laws. It was a very close run thing, and Laws, just his extra physicality and his dominance in the collision probably just shaded it. And Hill is probably there for me as the 5th choice second row. So. And Beirne is obviously, he's kind of a quasi 6 second row, so I'm not getting so hung up on him. I think he's the potential to be. I don't know, is he big enough to be coming off the bench? I'm intrigued to see how he goes on this tour, because I do feel as though the physicality stakes is where he can be dominated, and that's his not his Achilles heel, but an area of weakness where the really big, powerful teams, a bit like James Ryan, maybe his exclusion, the same could be said about Tadhg Beirne. So yeah, I think he'll get lots of game time. I just don't know, will it be in and around the Test match? Yeah. And then, as I mentioned, the back row of
Curry, Tipperick, and Faletau.
Curry, Tipperick, and Faletau, and then onto the backs.
Conor Murray's sort of peaking again at the right time.
Yeah, he is, and I don't think there's anyone else really putting their hand up. I was surprised at Ali Price getting in. I thought Thomas Williams might get in ahead of him. But again, Warren Gatland, their hand up. I was surprised at Ali Price getting in. I thought Thomas Williams might get in ahead of him. But again, Warren Gatland or Gregor Townsend is, he's got 5 of his Scottish backs into that selection, which I must say, Ali Price was one of those surprises, even though he was on a few people's teams. And then Dan Biggar playing at 10, as I mentioned, with Farrell and Henshaw in the centres, and then again the back three for me right now picks itself in Anthony Watson, Liam Williams, and Stuart Hogg, that hopefully will finally get a chance to play in a Lions Test match. You know, so hard done by 4 years ago with that bad facial injury caught from Conor Murray's elbow. And yeah, he's the inform fullback along with Damien McKenzie in World Rugby. So I hope we get to see him on the big stage, because he's made for that fast ground, and his overall game it looks pretty outstanding.